All right. Namaste, everyone. All right, so jumping in, I think we took this mudra last week. It's called beak mudra, and you connect all the tips of your fingers together to your thumb. And it's called Mukala mudra. It's a healing mudra that you can place anywhere on the body where you need it most. So whether it be something physical that you're experiencing right now, emotional or mental, let's just take a minute to rest our little beak hands. I don't know if you can see that. So all the fingers just connect right at the fingertips to the thumb. Yeah. And just allow them to rest on your knees, beaks facing upward towards the sky. Take a moment and close your eyes. Connect with your breath. And let's take a unified breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it away. One more breath in through the nose. Audible sigh out of the mouth. And then just continue with your breaths in and out through the nose. And take a quick little body scan, just to assess where you think you might like to place your mudra tonight, your healing hands. So I've heard that we're about to be in Mercury in retrograde, even though it is an Aquarius full moon approaching. And so what is being called of us is to tap into more self-care. So with that being said, after you've taken your little body scan, begin to take your mudra over to a place that needs it most. Personally, I'm working with my communication and relationship skills, relationship being how I connect and communicate, not only just towards others, but towards myself, as well as towards all of my surroundings. So for me, my Mukala mudra rests around the lungs and the heart space, but for you, it might reside strictly at the heart or at the mind, trying to quiet the thoughts, or maybe in the belly, in the organ area, trying to tap into a little more confidence, or just merely sending some healing vibes to the internal organs. But whatever you've chosen, just take a few breaths there with your Mukala mudra in connection, preferably to the skin if you can. If not, no worries. Take a few full breathings there. And as you hold your Mukala mudra, connecting and healing to yourself, take a moment to set an intention for your practice. One that's focused around healing and self-care and what you can do to go just maybe one step further in your self-care, something you haven't done yet. Just softening your approach. Keeping your Mukala mudra right where it is. Let's begin our healings with the sound of Om. Inhale. few moments, you and your mudra. Accepting anything that shows up tonight. Approach it with patience and compassion and forgiveness. Big breathings in. Even bigger breathings out. Let a smile creep onto your face and open your eyes. Release your mudra and right away come to lay on your backs. And, oh, I forgot. Playlist. If you're using a playlist tonight, you will hit it in the count of 3, 2, 1, play. So you're nice and long and spread out wide on your mat like a nice big X shape. Take a nice settling breath in and a settling breath out. Then go ahead and cross the left ankle over the right. Left hand finds the right wrist in a banana asana shape. So it's this nice big kind of C shape or crescent moon shape, opening up through the left side body, compressing through the right. Allow the eyes to close and maybe your right cheek finds your right armpit. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And here's where we'll stay. So allow yourselves to go in and melt and surrender. Maybe self-care is simply breathing more. Giving yourselves the time to really breathe fully into each breath and to be a part of the conversation. During these times of Mercury in retrograde, we're often challenged in every aspect of our lives. And whereas New Yorkers, we just tend to go up against the grind because we're strong and we know we can go on and go on, but sometimes we make more leeway and we make more progress when we slow down. When we offer ourselves more TLC, tender loving care, nurturing. Make sure you're breathing full breaths in and across the belly, across the ribs. Maybe you take a big breath in through the nose. Flutter through the lips. Anytime you need to make extra releases by vocalizing them, sighs, flutters, little shing sounds, they all apply. And they're all little actions of self-care towards the self. Take a big breath in here. Let the breath go any which way you need. Begin to uncross the left foot from the right, releasing the right wrist, coming back through center to the big X at the center of your mat. Maybe you pause there for a brief moment before moving on to the left side. And when you're ready, the right ankle will cross over the left. The right hand finds the left wrist. Feel this grand opening now on the right side of the body, compressing through the left. Allow the eyes to close. Left cheek falls towards the left armpit, releasing the neck. Take a big breath in. Flutter the lips on the breath out. And you may even feel compelled to mix some audible sighs in with your lip flutters. And playing around with little sounds, low ones, high ones. So because Mercury in retrograde can be rather tense energetically or maybe just internally, it's also a reminder to remain open. Whereas during these times of challenge, we might want to shy away and hide ourselves, almost rescuing ourselves, right? So for this practice, we're remaining open. Opening up through all sides of the heart so that we don't shy away from our goal, even though we might quiet a little bit. We still have our focus. We're still open and ready to receive all the positive energy, opportunities that await us. Even ideas that we might have. Last big breath in here. Flutter your lips on the breath out, get a little audible. Uncross your legs, release your hands, find the X shape at the center of your mat. And up to you if you find just stillness in between the shapes or any sort of counter movements. Maybe you want to reach through the limbs to opposite corners of the room, breathing in and then letting go. Step your feet to the ground one by one, and any which way you need to rock up to sit. You might rock up to sit, or you might roll over to a side and press up. Any which way is good. And I totally promised myself I was going to have y'all set up at the beginning of class, because today is just super delicious and kind of lazy yogi style where we have everything set up at once for everything, but we'll do it now, so it's okay. We're playing catch up. But we're going to set up everything on the left side of our mat. So your bolster and both of your blankets, or anything that you're setting up with today. Make it work kind of in this style. So once you have that ready, we're going to come to lay on our backs again. You'll pull your right knee in towards your chest. We're going for cat pulling its tail. And YOLO's here. He just passed through the screen. I don't know if you saw him, but that was pretty good timing. Right knee is pulled into your chest. You're going to then cross it over the left side of the body for a supine twist. Almost like you're coming to the left side of the body. But the torso and the heart remain open towards the sky. Also make sure your shoulders are nice and grounded. Option to you to tee the arms wide or cactus the arms. Whatever your choice, make sure the shoulders stay grounded. Now, this is a beautiful variation of the pose, but to get the cat pulling its tail element, you'll bend the bottom knee, finding the foot with the right hand. If you feel like you're really reaching and holding on for dear life, maybe lose that connection for now. Keep the bend of the knee and just remain open, right? No need to hold on to anything. And if you found your shape, close your eyes, take a big breath in. Big breath out of the mouth. And release unto your props and unto the earth. And what's great about tonight's prop setup is that now that we've set it, we're just going to forget it for the rest of practice. It'll be there in the same manner for the almost the duration of class. I'll let you know when it'll change. So going forward on this idea of self-care and connecting it to your Mukula Mudra and the intention you set for yourself, see if throughout the poses you're able to thread your intention. If your Mukula Mudra was perhaps resting on the third eye or, the head and mind area, maybe it's to quiet, soften thoughts. Maybe it's something as simple as reminding yourself to release any tensions held in the eyebrows or the cheekbones. Making sure you're not holding on to anything in the face physically. That might even mean releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth and letting that just surrender almost to the throat, right? And this is one of those poses because it is a twist, hip and heart. It's kind of all the things. So breathe. Breathe really big. Let the belly fill up. Let it blossom and bloom. And with each exhale, see if it can allow you to twist a little deeper without force or push. And I'd have to say it's a reminder to us all for this week and perhaps always as New Yorkers to find softness. Let your connection to the earth feel soft. Even the tips of your fingers, let them be supple. Breath flows freely. Take one last breath in your cat pulling its tail, breathing in and breathing out to go deeper. We're going to slowly come out of it. It's a stay with me moment. You're going to reach your left arm up alongside your ear. Let it stay on the ground. Take your right hand, touch it to your right shoulder, roll on to your left side. Right hand finds the ground. Left leg lengthens out underneath you. Press down into that right hand to come onto your bellies. Coming into a half frog situation. And the trick there was kind of keeping the leg on the props. If that wasn't for you, no worries. You can come out of that last pose and then get into the frog pose. But our torso is laying flat on the ground. Our left leg is long. Right knee is bent and on our props. You feel free to take out any of the proppage that's underneath your right knee if you need more or less. Cactus your arms, then press down through the palms of your hands. Lift your heart up as you press down through the palms and pull back so that you lengthen the torso, get a little bit longer, and the torso comes a little bit more face to face to the ground. Slowly on your exhale, lower the torso back to the earth. Left cheek finds the ground. So basically you're looking in the same direction as your bent knee. Take a big breath in and a big sigh out. And close your eyes. I love a good half frog pose, especially after that kind of closed shape, the cat pulling its tail. We worked the outer hip in that previous pose, and now we're working the inner hip. But take advantage of these times when we're really earthing, when we're really on the ground, because then it's a great time to really fill up through the breath, more so than when you're upright, because you have the support of the earth beneath you to thusly fill up through the belly and thusly fill up through the back, right? So you get the whole circumference of the upper body. Every time we're on our bellies on the earth, it's also a great time to hum. And let your reverberations, your vocal hums be an internal assist on the body, allowing you to melt deeper, finding more release, deeper release. Let it be a time to bask in the delight of your own being. I actually heard that today when I took class with one of my teachers earlier today, and she exited the class with bask in the delight of your own being. I thought, amen, yes. That is the yin practice, right? We get this close, intimate time with ourselves. Check in. Take Last big breath in here for your half frog. And let that breath go out of the mouth. Slide your hands to the center of your mat. Stack one on top of the other. Third eye to rest. Lengthen both legs out long. You could shimmy the hips if that feels good. Maybe bend the knees, windshield wiper, side to side. Anything that feels good. Maybe it's stillness. The choice is yours always. Then you'll let the legs fall to the ground again. Take your right arm long out to a half T shape. Right cheek finds the ground. Left hand comes underneath your left shoulder. Bend your left knee. Press into your left hand, roll to the right outer right edge body. Starfish. And you already have those props there behind you to catch your left foot if the ground is too far away. And if this is too much for you, taking the top foot behind the bottom foot, you can very well keep the legs stacked. Maybe even just bend that bottom knee, allowing the foot to find the props. And just feeling out what feels safe and comfortable, but also feels like work, like you're making a little bit of progress, but approaching it always with softness. Right? Be patient with your hearts. You don't want to break the heart open. You want to ease it, invite it. This is one of those poses we tend to push a little bit because it feels so good, right? To open up the shoulders and open up the heart. So let's try not to push and instead listen to the body. Listen to the parts of you that aren't so ready to open, and instead of being like, hey, we're strong, we can do this, it's like, hey, maybe let's pull back a little bit. Let's see what we can discover here first. Let's see what we can understand here first. Checking in with the right fingertips, the arm that's getting the full extension and the full opening. Make sure those fingertips are soft and that you aren't gripping and holding on for dear life to the earth. But it's light and sweet and soft. Just like that little bit of snow that we got this afternoon. And speaking of softness, check in with your elbow, right? Through the lengthened arm. Make sure it isn't locking. Be sure that you feel breath flowing from your fingertips through the wrist, through the forearm, the elbow crease, the bicep, the shoulder girdle, all the way to the heart. Not 1 inch of you is overlooked. There's a Rupi Kaur poem that goes, and I can't remember the whole thing, but it's something like you need to kiss the wound from the root up. Last breath in here. Sweet, soft breath out. Using your left hand as a brake, slowly roll back onto your bellies. Left leg lengthens. Create a pillow under your third eye. Any movements that feel nice again, rocking the hips or windshield wipering the feet side to side. And then we'll come back onto our backs, taking our props as is to the other side, crossing it up over the belly. This time we're pulling our left knee in towards the chest, going for cat pulling its tail. Cross it to the right, coming onto the right side body. Make sure you're getting that twist involved. Shoulders are grounded. Heart is open towards the ceiling. T or cactus your arms. Remember the shoulders remain grounded. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. And settle on the breath out. If you went for the cat pulling its tail element, you'll bend the bottom knee. Maybe the left hand finds the right foot. But if the shoulder comes off the ground, if the pose feels like it's being compromised just to grab onto that foot, let the foot go. It's no big deal. If it's not happening today, that doesn't mean it won't happen. It's just not today. Let it go. And enjoy what is already so good, what is already so delicious and so just shape-shifting, right? There's a couple things happening in this pose. Enjoy it. And entertain your breath. Entertain the hum and entertain the sighs. It's your practice. You're in the comforts and the security of your own home. No one else can hear you. So you may as well enjoy it. Let it feel almost like you're smelling something delicious. Something that really calls upon you to use the fullest accentuation of your inhales. Almost that you could taste it. Maybe licking your lips, taking a swallow. Right, because there's a twist involved, there's an element of digestion of food, thoughts, and happenings. Half a minute left here, folks. Big breath in. Audible sigh on the breath out. Gazes to the sky. Slide your right arm alongside your ear. Keep it grounded on the earth. Left hand touches the left shoulder. Begin to roll to your right side body. Left hand finds the ground. Lengthen your bottom leg. Press down through that left hand, maybe tucking the back toes under to roll onto your belly. Trying to keep your left knee on your bolster, on your props. Of course, if it's too much proppage, take out some of it. You'll cactus your arms. Press down through the palms. Press down and back so that when you lift your torso, breathing in, you get this great length in the torso, so that when you exhale, a good portion of it is on the ground. So again, not an inch of you gets left behind. Right cheek finds the ground, gaze in the same direction as your bent knee. Big breath in. Even bigger sigh out. And let the sounds come out, let them be funny, let them be funky, let them be groggy. And let your breathings be so big in the belly and the heart that it automatically fills up the back body. Let all of this earthing support you and encompass you. We are super dimensional beings. It's just a meaning of tapping into it, right? After a full day, gravity can take its toll. In a yoga practice, no matter what your approach, reconnects and reestablishes our dimensionality and our ability to be so much more than what society wants to box us in to be. And if you're feeling a little shaky today in the voice or in the body, that's okay. Let your voice be a soothing lullaby to the self. Be your own mommy to your own child. And yourself is both the mother and the child, both the teacher and the student. Last big breath in. Stay for the breath out. Create a pillow for your third eye to rest. Legs meet on your mat. Take any movements or stillness that you need. And then allow your left cheek to find the ground. Half T your left arm out to the side. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Bend your right knee. Press into your right hand to roll to the left side body. Right foot finds the props behind you. Or like before, if you needed a modified version, you keep the legs stacked, long on top of each other. And gradually, if you want to get to that knee pointing up towards the sky, then you'll start with the legs long, bending the top knee so the heel meets the glute, and then pressing down through the base of the foot to lift the knee towards the sky. That's step by step. Make sure your left ear is nice and grounded. Close your eyes. Go soft. Stay supple. Big breath in. Forgiving breath out. And check in with your connection with the earth here. The connection that you have with mind to body to action. And make sure you're allowing all that prana from your lengthened left arm to flow. Make sure the elbow is soft and supple. Make sure you aren't holding on to anything, specifically that left shoulder. Make sure you're breathing space into that part of the body, tenderly, with kindness. Really nice, everyone. A minute left here. Staying with it. Of course, always adjusting anything that you might need if something starts to not feel right. It's your job to listen to your body and know when it has messages for you. Big breath in. Gentle sigh out. Use that right hand as a brake to slowly lower yourselves onto your bellies. Both legs are lengthened out long. Create a pillow for your third eye. Take any movements. I love the windshield wipers. Feels great on the quads and the low back. Big breath in. Let a sigh out. Almost like you're sighing into your pillow. Big breath in. Sigh on the breath out. Hands under your shoulders, maybe a mini baby cobra there if you'd like. Then keep pressing into the hands up to all fours. Setting up for our next pose. Take one blanket. It'll be a pillow for the top of your mat. Nothing too thick. And then your second blanket, you'll leave it as is. This will go between our legs, which I'll show you in a second. Bolster goes, what is this? Horizontal on our mat. And we're going to the left first, so you'll bring your left hip to the bolster. Take your blanket, place it between the legs, so your legs are kind of in this mermaid shape, stacking the knees. They don't have to be perfect. They can very well stagger. The blanket is there just so that we don't have any bone-on-bone contact. And your hips will stay grounded on the earth, okay? You'll go ahead and start to recline your left side body onto the bolster, sliding your left arm underneath your pillow. You'll then rest your head on your pillow. Left arm is still long on the ground. Palm faces up. And check in and make sure that you're getting all the soft spots, all the soft outer body onto the bolster. Your hips are not on the bolster, so there's no bone, no hip bones on the bolster. Hips are still grounded. Right arm reaches up, then over your ear. And then there's a slight curling in of the upper back so that you kind of round and dome the upper back. It's almost like a mini forward fold, and you kind of allow yourselves to soften in quietly. Close the eyes. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. This is called side laying pose, and even though it's not technically a yin pose, it is a restorative pose. And in the name of self-care and extra TLC, nurturing, we're ending our class a little quieter, taking it more in a restorative route, calming the central nervous system, calming the belly, cooling the belly, as well as giving the heart more of a place of support and security and safety to feel ready to open. Sometimes there's energies around us that tell the heart otherwise. So ending on a restorative note can be just more gentle and not asking too much too soon, too fast. So if you have the playlist going, okay, if you don't, no worries. I'll just fill you in with what's playing currently. It's a beautiful mantra song, Prabhuji. And what that is a surrender to the divine. A surrender to the light of lights, surrender to goodness. Surrender to all the greats before us. All the teachers before us. And just surrender to the teacher within. Last big breath in here. And breath out. We're slowly going to make our way onto the other side. Taking your blanket between your legs with you. And up to you how you go about it. You might sit up to switch sides, or you might stay on your bolster, allowing your whole back to surrender to the bolster. Heart is opening up towards the sky. Just as a transition, making your way over to the right side. The blanket is still between your thighs, your knees, as well as your pillow is between your head and your arm. Left arm reaches over your left ear. Allow a little curling in of the upper back. So you get a little forward folding motion. The eyes closed and you take a deep breath in. Sigh on the breath out. Beautiful. I know we're all in separate rooms, spaces, maybe even burrows right now, but I feel the energy. I feel the care and the kindness you're all giving yourselves. And it's beautiful. You have a minute left. See where else you can soften and forgive and let go. little breath in here with your last side laying pose. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Begin to roll onto your backs, onto the bolster. Allow that grand opening of your heart space. Remove the blanket from behind your head, as well as the blanket from between your legs. Take those to the side. And then with your feet on the ground, knees bent, press into your feet. Lift the hips. Slide the bolster down towards the bottom of your mat. Not too far away though. It's just going to come right underneath your hips actually. Setting up for supported bridge. Supported legs in the air rather. Supported legs in the air. So you'll lift your legs up. Your hips are just wedged on the bolster. Legs are long, and it's a reclined forward fold basically, where we allow gravity to take course, where bit by bit the legs slowly begin to melt towards the face and chest. And if your blanket is nearby, maybe you take it and place it over the backs of your thighs. My blanket is far away, so I'm not grabbing mine, but if yours is nearby, grab it and place it right there on the backs of your hamstrings. A little extra weight for a little added soothing and security. Arms are long by your sides, palms face up. Breathe in and breathe it away. And your legs just dangle right there in space. Minute left. Last breath in. And let the breath go. If the blanket was draped over the backs of your hamstrings, take it to the side. Slowly bend your knees. Allow your feet to come to the ground one by one. You'll then push your bolster more forward to slide your hips out from under it so that the bolster now is behind your thighs or knees for Shavasana. Grab any other props you might need, maybe a pillow behind the head, maybe even rolling up a blanket for underneath the feet, anything you might like. Go ahead and set yourselves up. We're going just a few minutes over. I want to give you a decent Shavasana. We'll just be going about 5-6 minutes over. Promise not to keep you too long. Give yourself the gift of rest and reflection. And bask in the delight of your own being. Because how we started is definitely not who we are now that we've ended. Things have changed. Things are always changing. So why not bask in it? To stay on your backs, listen to that call, stay on your backs. Continue with the self-care, the little extra TLC. But if you feel ready to rise and come to a seat, wherever you are, find your Mukula Mudra and go ahead and place it maybe on the same place from whence it started. Maybe it's a new place. But the point is to tune in. Let's Om it out. Breathing in. Shapeshift your Mukula Mudra into a prayer at your heart. Bow your third eye in to meet it. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop.